Dear students, I am Dr. Chandeshwar Yadav again before you with English subject. Dear students, so now let's talk about another type of sentence, and this another type of sentence is exclamatory sentence or changes in exclamatory sentence in indirect speech. So whenever changing exclamatory sentence into indirect speech, then what you should do, try to listen carefully. So in exclamatory sentences, do all changes as it is, just we use for. So here, as whether it is exclamatory sentence or assertive sentence or imperative sentence, the common thing is that the change of person, the change of tense, and change of other parts of speech remain as it is. But here in exclamatory sentence, something we should do. So if the sentence or basically a reported speech shows happiness, if the sentence shows happiness, then instead of said to, you should use exclaimed with happiness. Whenever happiness is there, then you should use exclaimed with happiness. In the same way, if sad is expressed there, if sad is there, then you should use exclaimed with sorrow, or said can be changed into exclaimed with sorrow whenever the sentence express sadness. In the same way, if the sentence shows surprise, listen it carefully, dear student, sentence express surprise, then said can be changed into exclaimed with wonder or exclaimed with surprise. So dear student, you have to keep this thing in your mind. So whenever you are changing direct speech into indirect speech, if the sentence is exclamatory sentence, so this thing you should do. In the same way, in exclamatory sentence, instead of comma and instead of inverted comma, you should use that as a connector. So this is just like assertive sentence. So as you have studied, in assertive sentence, as a connector that is used, in the same way here in exclamatory sentence there is also use of that as a connector whenever changing it into indirect speech. So one example I am presenting here in the slide. You can see one example, and example is, he said, "Hurrah, I won a prize." He said, "Hurrah, I won a prize." This is the sentence written in direct speech, and whatever part is in inverted comma, that is exclamatory sentence. So whenever changing it into indirect speech, you can say, he exclaimed with joy that he had won a prize. He exclaimed with joy that he had won a prize. This is the sentence written in indirect speech. So here you can see said is changed into exclaimed with joy, because here in direct speech hurrah is used there, and hurrah that shows happiness. That's why whenever sentence shows happiness, then it is better to use exclaimed with joy. So this is one thing. Another thing is here comma and inverted comma is changed into that. As just I have said you that comma and inverted comma can be changed into that. That's why here even in this sentence that is used. Other thing, you can see I is changed into he, because as you have studied, first person can be changed into indirect speech according to a subject of a reporting speech. So here the subject of a reporting speech is he. That's why I can be changed here into he. And other thing, as you have studied, second form of verb or V2 can be changed into had V3, or past simple tense can be changed into past perfect tense if reporting verb is in the past tense. So here in this sentence, a reporting verb that is said here, and said is V2 or past simple. That's why here in the indirect speech he had won a prize, or in the past perfect tense that is changed. So in this way he said, "Hurrah, I won a prize" is the direct speech, and its indirect speech become he exclaimed with joy that he had won a prize. So this is about exclamatory sentence, dear student. So again I would like to suggest you to remember these points. Happiness can be changed into exclaimed with happiness. Sad can be changed into exclaimed with sorrow. Surprise can be changed into exclaimed with wonder or surprise. So this thing you should keep in your mind, and it is better to write down in your notebook and do practice so that you can do it easily. So dear student, this is about exclamatory sentence. So today even it is enough. So on other day we will discuss further. So thank you my dear student.